Hey guys, it's Edwin here, and today I'm going to talk about three simple reasons why you should not keep tabs or why you should not spy on your abusive ex. If there's one thing you might find yourself doing in secret after leaving an abusive relationship is keeping tabs on your abusive ex. You may be so curious about what they're up to, or who they are dating, or what they are saying in their status. And even if you are practicing like the grey rock method or doing no contact, you may think it's harmless to just check, just see. You are just seeing it. And once you've left that abusive relationship, the key should always be staying away from them as much as possible, which is staying away from them emotionally, physically, and mentally. But because you are still thinking about them, you are still missing them, and even having lingering memories of the idealization phase of that relationship, you just find yourself wanting to know, or just trying to see what they are up to in their lives. So you may be checking their Instagram page, their WhatsApp status, Facebook, or just any of their social media profiles. You are still obsessed and hooked, and sometimes you can't even stop yourself from doing it. But when you are out there, when your friends ask you about it, or even when someone in a Facebook group talks about no contact, you are like, yeah, I'm doing no contact, I'm doing no contact. But yet, you're just reloading their social media pages day in, day out. You think it's harmless, but it's actually a very dangerous thing. And I'm going to share with you three reasons why it's so dangerous to stalk your abusive ex on social media. The first reason is you will get sucked back in, or you'll get hoovered back into that relationship. The main goal of going no contact or practicing that grey rock method is to allow yourself space and time to heal away from someone who's been mistreating you. So when you've left that abusive ex, they'll probably post social media status which will be provoking or which will trigger you. And the most common ones are something like, some people come into your life to teach you a lesson, or I'm glad I'm free, or marriage is a place of perseverance. You will even be tempted to call them so that they can, because you want an explanation for what they are posting, or so that they explain the implication of what they are sharing online. And the moment you just call them, that's how you've broken your no contact. They may also post motivational quotes, or even verses, Bible verses, or even talk about how they are going for therapy or how they are going to church, which will which will feed that hopeful self, which still hopes that they are going to change, or they are going to find an epiphany and change their undesirable behavior so that you can go back to that relationship. The other thing is, when you've not regained your inner strength or the ability to stand up for yourself and see what's harmful for you from what's harmful for you and what's not harmful for you, your unhealed self will always show you the side which supports its current perspective, like reigniting old memories and going back to that relationship. So the narcissist will set traps on their social media profiles that will make you regret leaving them, or even make you want to call them, want to reach out to them, want to see if they're okay. And the more you do that, the more you are getting sucked back into that relationship. Second reason why you should not keep tabs on your narcissistic ex is, of course, you'll get hurt. Those social media posts will make you feel more worthless and unlovable, because the abusive ex may create those posts knowing that in one way or another you'll see them, or even a friend will forward them to you. And we need to understand that your toxic ex knows your weak spots and knows where to target. They may post photos of how happy they are with their new relationship or with their new catch, and even compare it with how they were treated badly in the relationship they had with you in the past, just to make you feel jealous and to trigger your deep insecurity. And when you find yourself looking at those photos, they'll seem happy, and even other people in the comment section will be congratulating them. Then there is you, who's struggling to move on, who's still feeling sad, who's still feeling so exhausted, who doesn't even know the best way forward. So that in itself is so hurtful. So the narcissist has moved on in their life, and they are so happy, and they look so happy with their new catch, and then you are there struggling to even wake up in the morning. So in realistically, it will look like they've moved on, and then you are still struggling with the past. So those social media posts will make you really feel bad about yourself. The other thing is, those social media posts will also trigger your unhealed wounds. You will feel sadder, betrayed, unworthy, and unlovable just because you saw something you're not supposed to see. And they know you will stalk them. That's why they just want to rub it in your face so that you can really feel that pain, so that you can really feel that regret, so that you can really feel or get so jealous the fact that they are moving on so fast, and then there's you struggling to move on. The last reason is it will prevent you from moving on. This is because you'll be having these kind of pseudo relationship with them or an imaginary relationship with them. It feels like holding on to a twig at the edge of a cliff. You know the twig will break, but you still hold on to it, hoping that it will never break. So, after you leave an abusive relationship, your mind will still cling to the idea that they might change or they will not go anywhere. They are just there in social media. You can even see them. So, you've been having this on and off relationship, and there's nothing new happening there. Like, they've always been giving you silent treatment and coming back. They've always been ghosting you and coming back. They've always been discarding you and coming back. So, when that idea is still floating in the air, you will hold on to something that reinforces it, like keeping tabs on them or reading their motivational quotes, because you don't want to let go in quotes. So physically they are gone, but it will feel like they're still there. They're still there. You are even checking their social media and what they are up to in their lives. When you keep tabs on them, it kills that forced closure you need to find within yourself. So to the mind, they will not look like an ex, but they look like someone who's just taken a break, and they will be back. So keeping tabs on them will also be a great distraction for your unhealed wounds. Because when you obsess so much about them, you will not have time to look inwards and look at what's happening deep inside you and look at the emotional pain, what's happening deep within you. You will only move on when you are facing and processing the pain deep inside. But if all you do is just keeping tabs on them, it will be hard for you to go inwards and finally have that inner strength. So you keeping tabs on them may also be offering you a distraction from processing those unhealed wounds once and for all. That's why it's a great and a dangerous thing to you moving on with life. So the thing is, your narcissistic ex knows that you will stalk them, and they will strategically post those social media posts so that they can pass a message across. It is still a well calculated move to trigger you and show you that they are thriving in life and you made the wrong move. And here's the thing, do not play with fire. As if you keep doing so, it will consume you. So that X is like fire to you. Don't play with it. Don't say, like, I'm okay. I'm just taking a look at it. No. You are most vulnerable after leaving an abusive relationship, and even when you've not healed. What I've also seen with most survivors of abuse is that they may overestimate their growth by saying, I've learned now about narcissists. And you might even lie to yourself and say, I know them now, and I'll never go back there, and I don't even want to hear from them. But on the flip side, you are secretly snooping their social media. It sounds so contradictory, right? Like you are not going back there, but you are checking at their profiles. So your mind will lie to you that you've grown out of this, especially when you've accumulated some pieces of information. And that's why you need to be deeply honest with yourself when you are doing the snooping, when you are checking your abusive ex's social media profile. It's better to say, hey, what am I doing? I'm checking their profile constantly because I'm not moved on. That's a very great place to start in your healing, just honesty. Yeah, logically you might be at the point where you understand a narcissist or just a manipulative person, but logic enough might not be enough to keep you away from them, because your inner belief system is still distorted because of past hurts. And a great tip when it comes to healing actually is honestly looking at your actions. If they are contradicting with what your mind is telling you, it means that there's still some healing to be done. For example, you are telling yourself you've moved on, but you're still snooping them on social media every day, or you just want to hear from them every day. Hope that makes sense. When you've moved on, you've moved on. and your actions will feel different, and they'll even have this fragrance of lightness. You won't even be bothered anymore to look at their status. But when you've not really moved on a deeper level, you'll want to look at their status, and you'll deceive yourself that you've moved on, but yet all your thoughts, all your actions are geared to wanting to know what's happening in their lives. So stop keeping tabs on your abusive ex and really go inwards and really heal so that you can be free to the point that they don't even bother you anymore on a deeper level. Until next time, guys.